Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So I moved some of my pots around. I kind of separated them over here in this section where I have all of my pots lined up, and I spaced them out a little bit more because some of my plants are getting a little bit bigger now and they needed just a little bit more room, so that there's airflow getting through everything. And so I've moved like the smaller ones down here, and then the red pots or terracotta pots right there. And so I just kind of moved everything around just a little bit to give them a little bit more room, especially my two apricot trees right here in the back. And so I decided, I had been thinking about my espalier, I guess I should say, type of tree that I was doing on this one. I decided the limbs were still bendable enough that I could reshape them before winter sets, and that I can just get them reshaped. It was a little bit too short and it just wasn't coming out the way I thought it should look, and decided that, you know what, we'll just put it back into a more natural look. And I think I actually like it better, and I feel really bad for my little tree because I was trying to train the limbs and I'm so new at this. And so I just figured, you know what, I'm just gonna move it back the other way because that's the way it was trying to grow originally, and it's gonna put out a new leader, I'm sure, probably in the spring, and then I'll let it get just a little bit taller, or I might just keep it the same height as it is right now and just let it get more branches. And so I'll just kind of show you what I did here, and you can kind of see the limbs were straight across this direction here, and I've got these giant stakes in there because the limbs have a little bit more they're not as bendy as they once were, I guess you could say. And so I had to use larger sticks in order to keep the limbs in place and to keep the branches from pushing the branches up, around. I didn't push this branch over very far. I just used one of these green stakes here, and so I used some other stakes here that are a little bit bigger. I don't know where that one came from, but I used it in my blue dye, so that part's sticking up. It looks like maybe it was a broom handle of some sort. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't know where that stick came from. I think it was in this house when we moved in. But yeah, so I've moved this branch over here, and so I've got it angled there, so now it'll get established in that direction, and it'll put out new branches on the nodes. I made sure I didn't damage any of the nodes along the branches, so they will put out new branches, so I'm not worried in any way. And I can do the same thing I did on this one, where I have chosen different branches. So I'm keeping it open, and I'm actually pulling this limb up a little bit because it was a little bit flat and I wanted it to angle up a little bit more, and not be so flat looking. And so now I've got like a really, really beautiful angles on my apricot tree here, and I'm just loving it. I can't believe how big it's gotten this year. The trunk started out about the size of my finger at the beginning of the year, close to the tip of my finger actually, and so now it's really big. I guess I would say it was about the size actually of the branch there, close, or not the branch, the stake. And so it's really gotten a lot bigger. And so then I'll show you the rest here. Hi, Walter. And then on this one, I've got the branch pulled. It was over this direction, and I was able to pull it over here. And so I've kind of created 4 quadrants here of open space, because you want to be able to have space to get into the middle of the tree when you're doing the open goblet shape, so that you can pick the fruit. And in a few years, if I keep these sections open, it'll be easy to pick the fruit and get to the center of the tree. And so same with this one, I've moved the branch, and you can really see the bow here like that. And it's actually, I kind of like it. It's going to create kind of a pretty shape, but not too stressing on the branch. Definitely not completely in the right direction that it should have been going, but that's okay. It's all going to work out just fine. And so I'm hoping, I had covered the cuts that I had done early in the season from some damages that had happened in the garden, and so I covered them with wax so that they could heal over along here. So there might be some nodes under there that might pop through the wax in the spring, so we'll just have to wait and see what nature does. I might get some new shapes to the tree in the spring, and then I can decide from there what things remain. But I have a feeling I've got a really good start to the shape of this tree. This one has 4 quadrants, this one has 3, and I've got another. This is my European cherry plum, and then this one back here is my Spanish plum right here. And then I'm growing lawn chairs that the children threw in the yard, you know, fun times. And then this is also my other Spanish apricot, and I just love apricots. I just love them. I used to eat them like crazy when I was little. Now if I eat too many, it kind of gives me a little bit of a tummy ache, but I just eat a smaller amount, and then it doesn't happen. Funny how that goes, right? Oh, look at that insect. It's like a wasp of some sort. Really pretty. Yellow, or it's not a yellow jacket, it's white and black. It's really pretty. Yeah, okay, it flew away. So anyways, yeah, so I've got everything moved a little bit. I've got some strawberries planted in there. I'm probably going to plant something in the bottom of this pot too, but not this season. Maybe, we'll see. I might just wait until next spring to plant into that container. And then I can always plant stuff around the bottom of these little apple trees here. But these little apple trees are going to start crowding each other out. So we'll just have to wait and see how everything goes. I'm hoping that we could be moved sometime in the near future, in the next year or so, so that I don't have to, so that I can actually get my trees in the ground, honestly. And that way they can have the room that they need to spread out. I'll just have to pick which branches to keep and that sort of thing when they start putting out branches. And that way the branches kind of like, you know, alternate each other up, like on the actual tree area, clearly here. Because I have 3 in one pot right now, and that's not ideal at all, you guys. Don't do that. Definitely am a novice. Can you tell? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I moved my Himalayan pine trees over here, and I am noticing a lot of new growth down along the base. And if I zoom in here, right there's some new growth right there in that spot. And then down along the base, down around somewhere here, there's some new growth down in there as well. And then I've got new growth on this one here in the top part of the trees. And you can see the little long bits that they're going to be putting out, little long pine needles here soon again. So I'm not exactly sure why it got so crusty and brown. Wasn't sure if it was the heat from the sun this year, and the sun is really feeling really hot right now on my back. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and go inside, and I've done my videos on that one this last couple weeks. So that's the Lebanon cedar. It's such a beautiful plant. I'm just surprised by its growth. And so anyways, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'll leave you guys with this one, the shot of my one apple right here. This is my tasty red apple. Pretty darn cool. So anyways, you guys, thanks for watching my video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button. And as always, have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.